The Lunar Radiance event is live in game, guys, and probably a lot of you guys are trying to complete the legendary event and get Ardred, right? Like, she is an amazing champion. Now, in order to do this, you will have to complete specific milestones or have different bosses that you need to defeat. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can defeat one of these chief challenges bosses, world bosses, aka Chaos Shadow bosses, once the Otherworld event opens. They seem to have quite a few different names, and score over 22 million damage without using any legendary heroes, without using any legendary artifacts whatsoever. Now, this will be for the Lightning boss, for Tolwar, guys, and I'm going to show you the team that we're running. The main thing that you want to do with these bosses is to hit 22 million damage. Now, keep in mind, if you're just a casual player, guys, and you haven't been grinding the game like most of the grinders, do not expect your damage to be the top damage, because your damage will be casual too, right? Maybe you've been slacking with making your teams for the last 5-6 weeks, you know, for dungeons. So you haven't really farmed legendary gear or other things like this. So do take that in consideration as well. But it's perfectly fine to play the game however you like. If you like to play casual, nobody has any issues whatsoever. But let's start with the boss and the positioning, guys. So Tolwar, he's actually throwing mushrooms, okay? So he has this skill that covers a big area where he throws a mushroom that taunts, puts poisons and blind on you when it expires. So a lot of crowd control. And he has that skill twice in his kit. Then he has the ultimate, which deals quite a bit of damage, puts all these debuffs. And he's immune to crowd control. He's stacking a attack buff on him. This is the ultimate positioning for this boss, guys, okay? Hear me out. The way I'm positioning these champions is in such a way that the mushroom will only affect my tank. No one else will get affected, okay? Because my Flurbart, which is a tank, will go in the front towards the boss, right? Then I have Nimbus right here, who will move one slot in front. Nathaniel, who will move one slot in front. The boss will throw one mushroom right here, and will throw one more mushroom right here where Flurbart is, okay? Now, those mushrooms, they have a one tile range, okay? So they can CC everyone that is in range of a one tile from the mushroom. Now, I position the champions in such a way that that one tile will not reach them, okay? If you have your Flurbart here, he's gonna get CC'd. If you have Nimbus here, he's going to get CC'd. If you have her here, she might get CC'd. If you have him here, he will get CC'd as well, okay? So this is very, very important. Positioning. Talking about champions and replacements, I feel like the only good replacement for the tank for Flurbart is Malak, okay? Malak, not Malak. I don't really think, even Urgander, I don't think he can do the job. We just don't have enough healing. You see, I do have Nathaniel in here, but he will not be able to heal my tank enough alone. No way. He will shield us, but he will not be able to heal my tank. So that's why I need Flurbart in this fight rather than to use him on against the poison boss, which is a bit different. But I feel like Flurbart will benefit everyone in this team more. And not just that, but this goes gradually, right? Like, you have in the first week 3 bosses, 4 bosses in the second, 5 in the third, 6 in the fourth week. So till the 6th week, you don't have to do the poison boss if you don't want to. Or it really depends. You might want to do the poison boss and don't do this till the 6th week, because you might not have too many good champions from here. It really depends how your account is developing, what sort of champions you have available. If I would swap Irina, which is the epic champion, if I would swap her, for example, for a Yola, this would be much easier. The reason for it is because I will have a 24% increase attack aura. I will still have the decrease attack, and yeah, I would get to 22 million damage much faster, and I won't have to worry about Flurbart dying 30 to 60 seconds before the end, you know? So that's one thing to keep in mind. I am using Vanny, which is a rare Dauntless hero. We are using Nimbus, which is an epic Dauntless hero. We are using Nathaniel, which is an epic support hero. And Irina, which is an attack rare lightning hero. I know they're saying she's support, but come on, she deals a lot of good damage, guys. I do have a bit of a preset. I don't know if I showed this or I just wanted to. Basically, I'm trying to keep a gap of 10 seconds in between the decrease attack from Flurbart and Irina to make sure that I have that on the boss pretty much all the time, you know, just to have a bit of a gap in between. If I let them both go at the same time, it's going to be a waste, and the boss will definitely hammer my Froerbart early on. But let's actually do a run, guys, and see how this plays out, you know. So the whole idea here is that mushroom will only try to control Froerbart. Froerbart has resistance. If I drop the resistance, probably I'm not gonna have to worry about keeping him alive, honestly, because he's gonna do his job, you know. But you see, as long as we are getting resisted, as long as we don't really have that decreased accuracy on us, as long as we don't have the poisons on, as long as the mushroom doesn't constantly crowd control us, we're able to keep the decreased attack on the boss. We're putting that defense down from the Crown of the Unclean. And at the same time, we are healing from his battle skill, you know, which is massive. That's how he stays alive. But the boss does not touch anyone else in my team, guys. The mushroom do not touch anyone else in my team except Froerbart. That's the secret right here to with the team. It's the secret of how you are positioning your champions, okay? And I've already seen a lot of people struggling with this boss. You know, I have a lot of awesome people in my Discord as well that are constantly coming up with different strategies and different ideas. You know, so if you haven't joined my Discord just yet, the link is in the description down below or in the pinned comment, guys. And yeah, come show us what champions you have available, and we'll sort you out with a decent team to score the best possible damage for your account for each one of the bosses. You know, but I feel like knowing how to position your champions is going to be important against every single boss. Now, I've done it last season. I showed you guys some very awesome strategies on how to position champions, and I'll be doing it this season as well, starting with the Tolwar boss, because this one right here is actually a very nice touch on the positioning, and you see how none of them are taking damage. That's very good because it allows us to focus on building them for raw damage. We don't need to care about literally anything else but raw damage on the rest of the champions. Froerbart needs his resistance, his accuracy, and then, of course, Nathaniel, if you can get some skill haste on him, some enlightenment to basically just heal up. He's not really doing any damage whatsoever, you know, just the other champions are doing damage. And I won't lie, scrolls are pretty essential on this fight, okay? I'm not using legendary champions. I'm not using legendary artifacts, but you need the scrolls on the champions. If you don't have your hero scrolled, I'm not saying that it's impossible to get to 22 million damage, but it's very unlikely, okay? It's very, very unlikely because I'm trying to take it to a minimum in terms of requirements, you know, and already dropping a couple of legendary artifacts that could be game-changing for this fight is shifting a lot. Dropping legendary heroes because it's a lot of RNG with what champions we're all summoning, you know, and we might not have legendary heroes that can pair nice with the Dauntless, for example. And I personally don't. Like, I have 0 of them, you know, and I will have to use something similar like this on my account, and that's what I'll be doing, you know, like 100%, no questions asked. So we are in almost 3 minutes and a half. We are at 16 million damage. How you may notice, the damage is not going like crazy. Don't think that we're gonna do 30, 40, 50 million damage. How I mentioned, I really took it down to minimum requirement, guys, okay? And that's what you're gonna see, basically. You're gonna know as well, okay, that's kind of like what I need to get in order to get to 22 plus million damage. If no, you will get 11 million. Super easy, you know? You're gonna get to 11 million with a team like this. But if you are kind of like aiming for the 22, and it's fine if you cannot get to 22 just yet, guys. In the other world event, we will have alliance bonuses that will boost our stats, and getting to 22 million damage will be much easier than it is here. So this team in the other world event, in there with the alliance bonuses, will absolutely smash it, okay? Like, it will probably deal 30 plus million damage in there, or very close to 30 million. But for the moment, we don't have that on. The Psychic Core is not maxed either. I'm going to show you that in a second too. So kind of like know what to expect for the moment, you know. It will get better later on. So you see, Froerbart died a bit early. If he was going to survive a bit longer, we were going to go and do like 23 to 24 million damage. I have a different run where he survived a bit longer. He still died a bit earlier, and Nathaniel is the one that usually survives alone till the mark of 5 minutes. But basically, we are at 22.3 million damage. We managed to get the last milestone on the boss, and that's what matters. We have this damage from the champions. We have Irina with 27.7%, 6 million. Nimbus with 8.2 million, 37.1%. And then we have the other rare hero with 28.8, 6.4 million damage. But that's how you get to 22 million damage, guys. Let me just actually quickly show you a couple of different screenshots that I have on the world bosses in my Discord right here. So we talked about fire and a few different ones, but this is one of them, and this is the other one where I got 23 million damage. But again, Fredbart died a little bit earlier, you know. I could have gotten a bit more. It happened pretty much the same. Nathaniel was the last man standing. But all that matters is that it works, guys, and it allows us to reach the final milestones. But let me quickly show you my Psychic Core first, guys. Then we're gonna go over the builds. So with the Psychic Core, keep one thing in mind. If you've been playing as a free-to-play, low spender, or whatever, and you've been grinding the game, by now, the second week of the Lunar Halo Radiance event, you should be having one of these last threes maxed, okay? Now, if you've been playing as a casual player and you're logging in whenever you want, you're doing whatever things you want in the game daily, you won't have that max, so expect generally to deal less damage in any encounter. But, good news for you guys. This one actually does not work for the lightning and poison element against bosses. So this one, it just doesn't increases the damage for any of my teams or your teams. So having that maxed or no, it doesn't matter, okay? Not against bosses. Because in order for this to be active, you need to kill an enemy. And we're not killing nothing. The mushrooms are not dying. The mushrooms are not being killed. They're basically just disappearing themselves, you know, after 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So keep that in mind. This Psychic Core does nothing. Now, I don't have the damage reduction maxed. This is actually helpful for your team because they will survive longer, but that's something that I don't have maxed. So all you really need in the Psychic Core to deal the same amount of damage like me is having this and this, which is much, much cheaper than the last three, you know? So I actually don't really get it why they made it that it doesn't work for bosses, because this encounter would have been much, much easier now if this would be different like it is for the fire one, or even if it's similar with the one for the ice radiance, you know, like it would be much, much easier to get a 22 million damage. Let me quickly show you the builds on the heroes and show you the artifacts and what they have on. So let's start directly with Nimbus. Okay, so Nimbus has the Wine of Dragon Blood that gives him attack speed, gives him extra crit rate, and I do have a Gambler set on him that gives me attack speed and allows me to do some extra enemy max HP damage. The main reason why I have it on is because of the attack speed, you know. Dauntless heroes need to have a lot of attack speed. So basically, these are the stats. I don't care about survivability. All I want is damage. As much damage as possible, okay? 75 crit rate, 199 crit damage, a 4.2k attack. Then the next hero that we have on the list, guys, is going to be Nathaniel. He does have the Antinias Tiara. He has the Moonlight's Blessing set, which will give me a 15% extra healing when he's using the ultimate. And that will go to Fredbart. His total stats are the following. You want to have some HP. You want to have a lot of enlightenment on him, so he gives a bigger shield. And as much skill haste as you can get, basically, to allow him to use his skills more often. Then the next champion that we used in here, guys, will be Fredbart. And he has the Crown of the Unclean. He has one of the Holy Hunter set, one of the Moonlights, and that's because I need the accuracy, I need the resistance. So total stats, 70k HP, 3.8k defense, 250 accuracy. You can do it with 230, you don't need more than that. 300 resistance. You will need that 300 resistance, guys, because if not, the boss will debuff you, and the mushroom will debuff you too more often, you know, and you want to avoid the RNG as much as possible. Keep in mind, on the Psychic Core, you're still getting 50 resistance and 50 accuracy on the 3-man elemental affinity, which is a a massive, massive improvement. Then we have two rare champions. So we have Vanny, another Dauntless hero. She has the Silver Star Horseshoe as an artifact. So this gives her attack speed, gives her crit damage, gives her attack. I do have her on a Gambler set as well. Total stats, 4.4k attack, 69 crit rate, 200 crit damage. I would like to get more crit rate and less crit damage, but honestly, it is what it is. You know, I don't have perfect gear. It's far from being perfect, so it's very hard to get 100% crit rate. Then we have Irina. I feel like for her, the build is a bit harder because you need to get the accuracy too. But I have the Eyeball of the Giant on her. This increases the damage. I have Inventor set, which again will increase the damage. And I have total stats on her. 4.4k attack, 82 crit rate, 113 crit damage because I have crit rate gloves, 230 accuracy. So I literally looked at everything to have accuracy as a substat, you know. You see no crit rate, no crit damage on this, no attack percentage. This could be so much better, but unfortunately it is not, you know. And that would do for our team, guys, versus Tolwer. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more teams, if you need help with any of the teams, feel free to join my Discord. The link is in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.